hold on, let me bring it up. Soil structure improvement.
Okay, see, so I just kind of like wanted to go through all these things, and we can just talk around them, you know. And
Okay.
the soil structure is key to everything because microbes live like a condominium, like a whole high riser. They have different levels. It's not different same microbes all mixed in. Microbes have different levels. Yes or no?
Well, yes, of course. You've got your oxygen-loving microbes. Then you got the water microbes. You've got the air microbes. You've got the deeper soil microbes that don't live in the oxygen environment, and then you've got the transitional microbes that move back and forth. And some are can be in all four states: liquid, oxygen, oxygenated
Right.
soil, and anaerobic soil.
And it's like a city that's been really laid out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, these things function this way, this thing function this way. And I keep telling people, you know what happens when you rototill the soil? It's like you're just turning everything, destroying the whole soil structure that's been laid down by Mother Nature for you.
I like to put it this way to people, Andy. It's like if the aliens came and shook our planet and then just dropped us, okay? Because that's that clump of really nice soil that was put together by the biology, and you just broke it up and threw it down on the ground. That's the aliens coming shaking our planet. It takes a long time for them to come back and fix that.
Yeah. I say the same thing about the aliens, a little different. I say if the aliens came in a big giant spaceship and took all humans off the planet, it would take thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years for the Earth to clean up. That's how bad a job we have done. Okay, I mean the microbes may do it really fast. They may spread faster than I think, but I think they'll take their time. They just go through the whole thing. The air will get clean. The water will get clean. Time is relative, really. So thousands and thousands of years is nothing, and that's how I think it works. That's how normally it works. And the soil structure, but people's properties do not have any soil structure to them. They have totally
not
there's
anymore.
No soil alone. And the same thing with growing in containers. And in containers, you normally would have different layers. It's one of the things about learning how to grow in containers. And what's so weird about, and I'm not picking on pot growers, but I do know pot growers over here that they grow in containers. When the plant's done, they throw everything, start all over again.
Yes, that's something I don't agree with, but people are doing it all the time.
And so one of the things I was that Leighton was trying to tell these guys, and I was trying to tell them too, is that you do not need to throw it away. As a matter of fact, you can pull the plant out, put another one in there again. If you do it right, it'll keep on growing. You're not going to get the salt toxicity. Your root system will grow really, really well because the biology is there, right? You know what I mean? But they don't get that. And the reason why they throw it away is because it's toxic.
It's because of what they're putting into it. They can't put another plant into it because there's no real biology that's in it.
Right. Have you ever seen the way the inside of a container looks like when you take it out?
Not growing chemically, because I've never grown chemically.
Right. It's like a white film, and if you test that white film, it's toxic. It's every toxic chemical you can think of, and it's a toxic salt. Comes down to it. Fertilizers or chemical fertilizers is basically a salt.
Yeah.
You know how when the Romans conquered other countries, you know what they did?
They put silver in their mouths while they were marching. I know that.
Well, they took salt and sprinkled it on their soil.
True. Yeah. I remember that now. Okay. Yeah.
See, so it stopped them from using the soil.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're doing in containers. That's what you're doing when you're adding a chemical fertilizer. And nowadays, if you even go to organic fertilizer, you go, what the heck is this stuff? Well, they tilted soil into the field. What does that mean, tilted soil into the field? Oh, they took soil and put them into the field. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying, you think?
The salts.
Oh,
he's
the
talking
salt.
He's talking about the Romans.
Right. Exactly right. And that does a very good job at that. And we're doing it on purpose. Oh, cool. Yeah, you're going to find out that you can just keep growing over. when I was growing, I grew it underneath my property, and I had containers. I didn't take them out. As a matter of fact, I went and bought worms. I put worms in there. If
Yep.
the worms
Yep.
survive and they're doing good, I was feeding the worms. I said, well, just so happens I'm growing some plants in there, but I'm giving the food to the worms.
Mm-hmm.
And the worms were producing this wonderful plants for me. And it makes a big difference. I know a lot of people. That's one reason why they say, you can't grow indoors as well as you grow outdoors. Well, that makes it different, because if you have the biology in the container, and the container too doesn't. I don't know how those black plastic things work, but I know that I don't like them. I know that I would rather use porcelain and your clay containers. I ended up using clay containers instead of the black dark plastic ones.
Yeah,
or any kind of plastic, right? They
especially
don't have
in California. In Alberta, sometimes we want the black plastic because it draws heat. In California, you definitely don't want that.
Well, I've learned from experience, and this is something we can talk about later on in another show, which I can give you as part of one of the things to talk about. Is